Saturday morning, it's time for us to talk technology, and right here on the Experts program, our tech expert, Luis Alvarez, is with us on Power Talk Radio. Luis, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, my friend. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. We've got a couple of really interesting things to talk about, and they have to do with Ring cameras and surveillance type stuff. And the first one I want to jump into is that Amazon's Ring cameras are able to form an AI search party if your dog goes missing. I guess maybe your dog or your cat.
So this is a new feature that is rolling out to Ring cameras everywhere. If you're a user of Amazon's Ring cameras, you'll know that they have all these additional features. And this one's going to be one designed to help look for stray animals, in particular dogs that are lost in neighborhoods. And you can opt into this service. And what it does is it uses AI to detect any movement on your cameras that might be a dog and then report back to whoever reported their dog missing. Obviously, they have to be a Ring owner themselves in order to participate. But then they can be notified that, your dog was seen on the Ring camera over at this particular address, and then it was seen also later in this other address. So you can kind of triangulate where your lost animal might be. And they call this this capability Search Party. So if you're a Ring camera owner, you'll soon be able to opt into this service. You don't have to do it, but it seems like it's fairly harmless, and you can help a neighbor out by finding their dog. So why not?
I guess this thing might expand at some point to also include cats, but what about including people? Because like over here on the peninsula, there are a lot of elderly folks, and we have a lot of residential care facilities for folks that are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yep.
And occasionally you hear a story about a patient gets out and they wander away. And I would think that with the prevalence of Ring cameras in so many places, that we might be asking people, hey, check the Ring camera to see if this person fitting this description walked by in front of your house, so to get a general idea of what direction they were going, or where to look.
It wouldn't surprise me that will evolve into that capability, because it seems like such a natural evolution from being able to recognize dogs to being able to do facial recognition to recognize folks that are out there lost and wandering, and it's probably coming. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of time.
And by the way, those Amazon Ring security cameras are moving deeper into law enforcement by collaborating with Flock Safety. And what's going on with this?
So this is not as, this search party features seems to be a fun thing that you can help your neighbors. This one might be a little bit different. So Flock Safety is a company that a lot of law enforcement agencies across the country use to provide video surveillance and other things like detecting gunshots and those sorts of things. And they're pretty tied into not just local law enforcement, but also other government agencies, including Border Patrol and ICE and some of these other federal agencies. And they now have worked out an agreement with Amazon to allow people to opt into a feature similar to Search Party, but this one will allow law enforcement to use your video cameras if you opt into the service directly without having to ask your permission if they suspect that they have crime that was committed in your area and they want to check the video of all the cameras in that area. Again, this is something that you as a Ring owner will have to opt into, but right now law enforcement can request, if they suspect that there is something that might be on your video, that they look at your video, but it's a case-by-case basis, and in every case they have to request access. This is a way to kind of bypass that using Flock's own services, which will be integrated with the Amazon Ring security, and then they'll be able to, if you opt in without you necessarily knowing about it, they might notify you. They can look at your video if they suspect that there might be some it can help solve some crime that happened in the area where your Ring cameras are located.
And I've noticed that these Flock cameras in different cities, I see them in Salinas, I've seen them in Carmel, I think Monterey might be adding them, but they are really, really becoming predominant, and they are actually being quite effective in helping to solve crimes. I know that there was an instance last year during Car Week when someone a couple of perps stole somebody's very valuable car right out from in front of the hotel where they were staying at in Carmel, and it was only because of the presence of Flock cameras at strategic locations in Carmel that the police were able to track where the vehicle was, and I think they apprehended the perps between Marina and Castroville on Highway 1. And those Flock cameras work really well, like in a place like Carmel, because there's really only a couple ways in and out of town. Like there's Rio Road, Highway 1, then you've got Ocean Avenue, and you have Carpenter, and maybe the entrance to Pebble Beach, going through that way. Mm-hmm. But it works really well for them, Luis, because there are not as many places that you have to monitor. So you kind of know that there's only 3 ways to get in and out of town, and the police can get on that. But I've seen that it's been pretty effective so far. So I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more of this.
Yeah, and I think, for the most part, these kind of services provide a valuable, crime-stopping capability. The concern that I have is law enforcement agencies can request access basically based on their desires. So if they want to do something, maybe they're chasing somebody for nefarious reasons and they want to use cameras to track those people down. It's a slippery slope in my mind. I think there's a lot of good that happens, more good than bad, but I want to see how this develops and see how many people actually opt into this new service through their Ring security.
Right. Well, the devil's always in the details, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right. That's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today online. You'll find them at alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the X handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-TEAM. That's 866-784-8326.
And Luis, looking ahead to Monday, what's on tap?
Well, if you own a Windows 11 PC, you will soon be able to talk to it and have it do things for you. Tune in and learn more.
All right. Monday morning, starting at 8:30 right here on Power Talk Radio. Luis, thanks so much, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Take care, my friend.